Accountability Club, 430cycle.com. If you're interested in the challenge, this is a live call. If you're seeing this after 4:30, 4:40, this was recorded. It's the 16th. Actually, here's we got a couple more people joining us. Christina. Hey, Christina. She's been doing the challenge since we came out. Single mom of four. I thought it was very intriguing. She said this is how she has to live her life to accomplish everything that she's doing. And anyways, the QR code will get you to the tracker, track your results for 30 days. I wanted to talk about, like, I know whether you're doing the 30-day challenge or whether you've been going into your fifth year like I am, like this lifestyle of trying to get a ton of stuff done but not stealing time. And then we're here in the football playoffs, and it's a little more arbitrary, especially if your team's not in the playoffs, right? And so I've got to a place now, and I've Ray and I've talked about this before. Like, if I'm around and can catch a game and I'm free, and it's not often, I'll watch it. I enjoy it. I like it, but I can't carve time out for it because it just doesn't elevate to the importance of some of the other things I'm working on. And I've accepted that. Now in the playoffs, I've got myself to enjoy waking up the next morning and seeing the score, and then watching the 12-minute highlight to see how they got there. I was thinking about that this morning when I was up before. I was like, I really enjoy that. Like, I don't have to watch. Like, I don't need to carve out 3 hours for a game. Same problem I have with golfing. I can't carve out that time. At some point in my life, I might start golfing when I feel like I'm done trying to accelerate all my achievement. And I'm just curious if any of you guys have thought about, when you're in a mode. I know Ron and Ray both have a lot of different business components and are constantly trying to find the right time. Like, is that, I mean, I would imagine both of you guys like football. I know Ray does. He's a big Browns fan. Joe Flacco. Anyways, Ray,
I'm in Detroit. We got
like, now going into the playoffs. How do you approach football? I know you like it. Do you carve time for it, or do you?
Yeah, I have a problem. It's I'm just gonna do it. It's part of my life. I did a lot of traveling this year as well to to enjoy my life a little bit, because I just, at the end of the day, you only live one time, and as long as it's not taken away from the things that you want to accomplish, you can do it. So you have to recognize if it's, and this year I recognized that I probably went a little overboard with it in the fall with some of our traveling that we did, but I was trying to experiment with it a little bit this year to see if I really owned a business, and what I found out is I actually do, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've come a long way.
But I'm also not going to travel as much next year. It was too much. What was that, Ron?
No, I know that you've accomplished a lot over the last few years in getting to that business ownership, and I I enjoy all. I'm not saying my way is the right way or you should be doing it or anything like that. I'm just curious. Like, some people, that's the ritual. That's like the thing. Any of you guys, other guys, really enjoy? Is there anything else that you enjoy that you are okay cutting out to get, because you're trying to do the double time kind of work to get to the next level? Is there anything that you miss? Like, I miss sitting down and watching. I miss being able to say what Ray just said, but I'm okay with it for now.
No, it's really just what I've said previously, right? There's still the same number of hours in a day, right? It's just the intentional allocation of the hours and where you spend them. If you want to spend them on football because you've done, what you need to do earlier in the day, it's just a shuffling of times. In different stages of your life, you have different things. And Ron, I know we've talked about this. Renee and I have commented on this as well. Both, I have a daughter that's today's her 18th birthday, right? And she had friends over here until all hours of the morning, right? Like, especially with Monday being a holiday, and we're in Michigan, so schools are closing. It's I have to reallocate some of those times, right? Like, so if I choose to go to bed early, I'm missing out, like on the reciprocal of yours, right? Like your son goes to bed really early, so it makes getting up in the morning and doing that work so you can work while he's asleep. But sometimes that it's the inverse, right? It's still the same number of hours in the day. I think this whole idea, though, is just being considerate, thoughtful of your time, how you have a goal and work towards it. Whether it's 4:30 in the morning or 4:30 in the afternoon, because you want to make time for football that afternoon or a kid's sport. It's just my take on it.
Yeah, Ron, I agree with your reallocation of time. And like I'm a sports junkie. I'd say I'm played baseball in college, and I'm a big Orioles fan, big Ravens fan. So in those seasons, I try to get done everything I need to get done before those games come on, because I will watch as many Oriole games as I can. Now I will say this: I've gotten to a point where, like, I used to say, I gotta watch the game. I gotta watch the game, like as if I was gonna make a difference in the outcome of the game. So I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? The game ain't gonna change. The score's not gonna change. The plays aren't gonna change whether I watch it or not. So I get to the point now, you know what? I value my sleep, or I value my time. And when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. And so I'm like, I'm okay going to bed at like the end of a third quarter or in the sixth inning, because I know tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and the score is going to be what the score is going to be. But I do enjoy watching the stuff. I would say it's somewhat of not an addiction, but I've changed. I've grown. I've matured, let's just say.
Yeah, same thing. I did besides with the kids and everything, like Ron, I shouldn't say I used to. I watch the UFC fights. Every fight seems like every fight doesn't start till 11 o'clock. So, at night, it means that it's not over by 1 o'clock in the morning. And with this challenge and with doing it last year, it was a shift where I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to be okay if I see the highlights, even though it is something that I really, loved, watching. But the reallocation of time, and having the ability to get all of my work done in the morning, getting ahead of the day with the kids, being able to work out, all my business admin stuff like we've talked about in the past, it's been worth the, I don't know, it's been a sacrifice, but it's been more of a in the beginning it seemed like a sacrifice. Now it's just part of my schedule. So I'm okay with it, where in the past it would have been really not an option. I love to watch it.
About you, Christina?
What's the question? I'm just kind of taking notes on what you guys are saying.
See, I know you're up early because you got to get a lot of stuff done, being a single mom with four kids. And are there things that you missed that you've had to give up for the time being?
So this challenge you guys are doing is like a way of life for me, and it has been for the past 7 years. So my kids' needs come first, and kind of what I'm doing in this challenge is learning how to allocate some time towards myself. There's certain things that are non-negotiable for me, have been for the past 7 years. My workouts, and just daily maintenance around the house. But I'm taking this time now to take, a little opportunity for some self-reflection and enrichment. So reading is a big thing I've been putting on the side. So I've been trying to, read a little bit more, educate myself, expand my mind, my horizons.
It's good.
It's awesome. Well, we hit the 10-minute mark. Glad to see you guys join the call. Anybody got anything else they want to share before we shut this call down?
Be careful in the snow out there today.
One thing I was just chuckling as you were talking about, like waking up watching the football game fast forward. You ever see that Adam Sandler fast forward movie where he just like fast forwards through parts of his life, and then he finds out that different parts of his life are just being fast forward through because he's already previewed that, and then he starts to regret the fact that he's able to fast forward. It's a funny show, and I know we don't watch a lot of TV, but you have to. Part of being intentional is slowing down and being present for the things that you want to be, right? So, you got to be careful what you fast forward through, right? So part of the journey is the destination. So if the football game's a football game, you can, enjoy the game.
I think my goal is to be more like Ray someday, but I'm just not I'm not there yet, so I have to sacrifice some of the things, that I enjoy to continue to get there. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the big thing that I'm like, when I give up like football and I've tricked myself into liking the highlights in the morning, it's because I'm hanging out with my son, who's still on London time right now. So he just got up. So I'll be getting off this call. But Ray, it was great to see you. Christina, I'm glad you guys joined us this morning. Hopefully,
First person in the history of the planet that ever said that I would like to be more like Ray. So this is gonna be a great day.
Well, I'm serious. Like, I mean, like I didn't guilt you into talking about giving up something that's important to you, like, because I'm a freak show and have to turn in my man card and say that I like watching replays. I mean, who doesn't love like the drama? I was just thinking, I mean, football is like the best drama for anybody, but I mean, I think particularly guys that have played it, and it's so yeah, I mean, in that way, Ray, I'd love to get back to getting everything, having when my kids like 5, 6, 7, and I got them in wrestling practice, and we're watching football games and stuff like that. I think that's going to be a pretty cool time.
I know we're trying to go, but I looked around my house the other day and we were watching the ball game, and it was me, my sons, and my pops. And so there's also some quality time that you can spend with the people that you love the most at those events too.
Oh,
So
that's what I mean.
What it's about more to me.
The nurturing component of it, if you're if it's used that way to build relationships, I think it's awesome. So anyways, I'd love to see you guys back tomorrow morning if possible. Keep you guys on this whole 30-day thing, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning.
Cool, man. Have a great